Casey's Audio Vault.
Aaron Lewis from Stained.
August 15th, 2008.
Casey.
Hello, Aaron. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. Where are you?
New Orleans.
Oh, that's not bad. Did you get much time to explore the city?
We had a day off yesterday, and of course I was able to find a vintage guitar shop to shop around in. And then, my big night in New Orleans last night was falling asleep on the couch in front of the TV.
Do you usually try and find some vintage guitars on tour?
It's a good time to look.
Do you get out hunting or fishing at all?
Hunting season's not around yet. This fall I will be. Fishing. Have I gone fishing yet on this tour? I haven't. I don't think I've gone on this tour. There's some fishing coming up on the end of this tour. Played golf a few times. You kind of do whatever to fill time.
What do you usually hunt?
I hunt turkeys. I hunt whitetail, deer. I'll go bird hunting, pheasants and partridge and quail, stuff like that.
Do you remember the first time holding the gun?
Sure. I'm not a big gun hunter though.
Oh no, what do you use?
Bow.
Just like the Nuge.
Yeah, I used the bow to hunt deer and turkeys.
When was the first time you held a gun?
Oh, I had to be 5, probably 6. I was actually going out on the hunting trips and either sitting there with my dad or sitting there with my grandfather, by the time I was 7 or 8. And I think I had field dressed my first deer right around that time too. I grew up country. There was nothing shocking about field dressing an animal at age 7 or 8 to me because, I had already seen and been a part of turkeys being slaughtered and chickens being slaughtered and pigs and cows. And it's a part of life. It's a part of the food chain.
Where did you grow up?
In Vermont.
Just on a farm, I guess, or just the country living?
We actually, my family didn't live on the farm, but the Lewis farm in Danby, Vermont was definitely one of the bigger farms in the state.
Has your oldest daughter expressed any interest joining Dad for some hunting or fishing trips? I guess if you picked up a gun at that age, I guess she's about there by now?
She has definitely expressed interest. She goes fishing with me all the time, and the hunting thing, she every time it's time to go hunting, she's asking me if she can go. I'm not so sure as to how that's going to work out, though, because she is an animal lover and just nature lover and everything that's alive. She's so careful of and cares very much, and so I don't know how many times she's going to go hunting with Dad. She still wants to go, but I just don't want my kids to grow up thinking that steak comes from a plastic package.
Could be kind of a frightening reality the first time she's out there.
Maybe, but I'm hoping that that's not how it goes down.
Any thought of having a fourth kid? Try your luck at a son?
No, I'm done. I'm done. I've got 3 little girls. The odds of me having a boy are terrible. So I'm perfectly happy with 3 little girls. And you know what? Girls are what make the world go round anyway. So
You probably have your hands full enough as it is.
Yep.
Are you still pretty close with your dad?
Yeah, absolutely.
We were talking about fishing trips before. I even head out with him sometime this year?
We've got a big hunting trip planned for this year, which we're both pretty psyched about.
How was growing up in Vermont? If it was kind of like the country, but you still had a high school and all that, where did you fit in the pecking order at school?
Oh, way back then, probably self-preservational mechanisms kicking in my mind. But, I don't really have very many memories of that time of my life.
Realizing that you could write and sing songs must have really changed how you felt about yourself and how other people treated you.
I don't know if it changed how I felt about myself. Definitely been very, very apparent over my life as to being treated differently
You feel it's been an improvement?
than how I've been treated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels false to me, you know?
Is it true that you ended up improvising most of outside while performing it live on the Family Values tour?
Absolutely.
Is that a big part of how you write and perform, just the improvisation?
Yeah, yeah. Surprisingly, most of the lyrics over the years have been that in the studio. And then, I decide on something and stick with it, but the process up to deciding is just like that. Just throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks. I might fire off a whole song's worth of words through the microphone while we're writing it, and then go back and listen, and maybe only one line out of all of them caught my attention. But then that one line will spawn the next line and the next line and the next line.
You tend to be really open and honest in your songwriting, but a lot of the time the point of view is kind of bleak. Is it a concern of yours how your fans interpret your music?
Yeah, but it's also comforting to know that they don't interpret it that way. They don't interpret it as bleak. They interpret it as hopeful. They, over the years, have listened closely enough to hear the little twist that's in every single song that changes everything, and changes the whole point of view of the song. And it's just little tiny things in songs. The whole song might sound completely depressed, but there's always a turning point in the song, and they get it. And I greatly appreciate the fact that they get it, and they don't necessarily read it for face value.
Have you had any moments where a fan has reached out to you and kind of given you the feeling of, holy crap, I'm kind of looked up to in an unhealthy way in this situation?
Every time a fan opens their mouth. That's something that I've had to figure out along the way, how to balance that, how to be able to deal with the feedback that I get from the fans. There was a long time where I couldn't. I stopped reading the letters. I stopped going out and signing autographs after the show. I just couldn't handle it for a while.
Is it just being kind of on a pedestal that you feel uncomfortable with?
No, with every thank you letter and story that I get, there's always a really heartbreaking story to go along with it. I just couldn't carry around all the heartbreaking stories anymore. I think the straw that broke the camel's back was a kid that I was told about who had heard Outside, was so inspired by Outside. He went to the store, he bought a guitar, he learned how to play the song until he could play it perfectly. He recorded himself playing it and singing it, and then put it on a loop and hung himself to it. And that was really what caused me to put some distance between myself and the fans for a little bit. I broke down and I cried. I freaked out when I privy of this information. It really fucked me up for a while. But it's a lot to carry around. It's uncomfortable to know that so many people are hanging on every word that you say. And that's something that I've had to learn how to deal with.
It seems like it's been a long time since people have paid attention to artists that write their own stuff. Is it kind of discouraging for you that you're in a business where one hit song seems to be more important than developing an act with true potential?
Sure, it's infuriating. One of the things that bothers me the most is that we're all lumped into one big category. Whether you write your own songs or whether some 65-year-old, 350-pound man wrote the song for Britney Spears or wrote the song for, and it's all the same pool, you know. There's no separation between entertainers, which are, you know, as far as I'm concerned, puppets that are just out there, you know, singing songs that someone else wrote for them, that having a career that someone else put together for them. And then there's bands that write everything and wouldn't even dream of allowing, of even thinking of playing somebody else's song as their own, or having someone help them write songs, or, you know, and the fact that those two situations are categorized in the same big pool is ridiculous. Either let the Grammy Awards be the Entertainers Awards, or let it be the Musicians Awards. And then have another award show that is for the Entertainers Awards, where these are the people that can really dance good and they can sing, but they couldn't write a song to save their life. And I don't think it's fair that we're both put into the same category.
The new album, Illusion of Progress, about to be released. Are you feeling pretty good about how Stained has progressed over 6 albums?
Absolutely. I think this is definitely our best attempt yet. It's our most musical record and our most adventurous record, and yeah, I'm very happy with how the record came out and where we're at.
The first single, Believe, are you singing that to anyone in particular?
You know, I think anybody that is listening to the song can think of somebody in particular that they would be singing it to. You like how I skirted that?
Good job.
You like that, right?
Yeah. It could be anybody.
No, you know, that's the beauty of a song. You hear a song and you listen to the words and you pick up on things, and you're able to paint your own mental picture as to what the song is about. And when somebody tells you what a song is really about, I think it ruins it for people. You know, it's like telling somebody what the end of a movie is before they see it.
Are you thinking of extending this tour? Are you going to make it through Canada anytime soon?
We're going to be up there in about a week and a half. We're going up there with Three Doors Down for, I think, unfortunately, just an Edmonton show, a Calgary show, and a Vancouver show.
Okay.
But we will definitely be up there soon and much more often than we have been in the past. That was something in our career that always bothered us, was how little the team that we had felt the need to send us anywhere else. You know, whether it be Europe, whether it be, you know, we've never been to New Zealand, Australia, Japan, South America, and we're now, you know, 10 years or more into our career. So we made some changes in our team, and I'm hoping that will be very apparent in how our touring schedule is. And I'm hoping that we'll make it up there much more often than we have in the past.
Well, I appreciate talking to you today, Aaron.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Enjoy the current tour, and good luck on the hunting trip.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.